your assessment of the situation right now and how tense it is?
Getting more dangerous by the day. So here's what to watch for. If the Iranians follow through on their threat to start enriching again at higher levels, to basically take their enrichment program to a kind of a nuclear level in terms of a weapons grade production, Israel's in a world of hurt. So the best thing the president can do is stop that. And how do you stop that? To make Iran understand you're not going to let that happen. I think he should put their oil refineries on a target list, that he should look at sinking the Iranian Navy if they attack shipping again. But what I worry the most about is a conflict between Israel and Iran, and we're going to come to Israel's aid if that happens.
But, you know, asked about the oil tanker attacks on Tuesday, Time magazine quotes the president as saying this: so far, it's been very minor. What you're saying is that it's not minor.
Well, what I would tell the president is you're right to withdraw from the Iranian nuclear deal. You're right to put sanctions on this state sponsor of terrorism. They're the most murderous regime on the planet, and that's saying a lot. Mr. President, the attacks on the oil tankers and the pipelines has to be dealt with. But the big problem is if they go back to enriching in a manner that could lead to a bomb, you're putting Israel in a world of hurt, and the entire world should be worried about this.
But if you're a European ally looking at this, are you sticking with the U.S., or are you trying to find an escape valve economically for Iran?
See, why is Iran doing this? They're trying to divide the Europeans and the Americans. Nobody wants a conflict with Iran, but nobody should want Iran to get a nuclear weapon. Nobody should want Iran to sink ships and blow up pipelines. Norway and Japan never said a word about their ships being blown up by the Iranians. So this aversion to a conflict with Iran is going to lead to a major war if somebody doesn't rein them back in, and that somebody is the United States. So if I were the president, I would tell the Iranians, if there's an attack on a ship or a pipeline or anything like that, we're going to blow up your oil refinery and take you out of the oil business, because they're trying to drive up costs by creating chaos. But the main thing is to tell the Iranians, if you go back into enriching the way you were before, that's a direct provocation against the United States and Israel, and we will stop that. Israel cannot allow the Ayatollah to develop a nuclear bomb, nor should the United States.
All right, so the Secretary of State says they're going to deter aggression. The president does not want war. Where is your red line? Are you saying if there's another attack on an oil tanker or a U.S. person is killed, what's the
My red line is if there's any more disruption of shipping in the Straits of Hormuz linked to Iran, take out their Navy, bomb their refineries. If there's any more attack on American interest, go after the Iranians so they'll pay pain. They'll feel pain. I'm not talking about invading Iran. I'm not talking about a land invasion. If they go back into the enrichment business at a level that would lead to a nuclear weapon, we need to sit down with Israel and other allies and come up with a way to stop it.
You talk to this president a lot now.
Yeah, I do.
You didn't used to, but you do now.
Yeah, I do now.
And
thank God.
So is this president ready to do that?
He's had it with Iran.
So yes, he is.
I think the president is going to stop them from going to get a nuclear weapon. I think he's going to stop them from disrupting the flow of oil and blowing up the pipelines of other nations. He doesn't want a conflict, but he's about to run out of options here. Remember this, if you remember nothing else about this interview. Israel is not going to allow the Ayatollah to enrich uranium in a fashion that will lead to a nuclear weapon to destroy the state of Israel, nor should they. That's what's about to happen in the next 10 days. We're headed to a conflict here between the Ayatollah, who is a murderous thug, Israel, and maybe the United States and the rest of the world.
Within 10 days?
If they do what they say they're going to do, I know Bibi very well. He is not going to sit on the sidelines and let the second Holocaust be set. It's not going to happen.